Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and on Mondays I like to give you guys a video on what was preached about on Sunday, what I got out of it, and the notes that I took. The first thing is first. The topic or the theme of the whole thing was about the strategies of God. God uses strategies to get our attention and uses a spiritual way to get a hold of us. Sometimes, I'm a testimony. I have gone through a lot of big traumatic experiences so God can get my attention and I can serve him. Everybody's path is different with God, but that's kind of how I kept coming back to God. Now that I have him, I am not letting him go, and I want the same for you, okay? Basically what was spoken about is God is never going to fail us, okay? God hears our cry. If you're crying out to God about something and you're worried about something, God hears you, okay? That's another big pointer here. The word, which is the Bible, is freedom to salvation. It is our way out of sin. It is our way of learning a new way to live, even though we were born into sin. God is going to remind you of the pact that he has in your life, okay? God's strategy is better than yours. So I know sometimes we go into life and we're like, okay, maybe if I go this route and I do it this way, I'm going to be okay, right? And I'm going to be able to get out of the situation. But just know that his strategy and the way that he wants to do things in your life and the way that he is going to do things in your life is... his strategy is better. That's the truth, okay? Another thing is there is no division. Do not let go of God, whatever you do. And this is my advice to myself, and this is my advice to people out there that, tune into this Monday motivation video. Do not let go of God. If the church is not working, if you're not growing in that church, if, you see division there, if you reach out, if you talk to people about it and you're not being heard and you're not growing and they're not giving you a part and you want a part and you want to participate and you want to volunteer, and for whatever reason, there's just that division there that you see in your life, pick up and go to another church. Or, like I said, before you even decide to leave the church, talk to the leaders, talk to the pastors. Don't just up and leave. But even if, let's say, your plan or your purpose is not in that church and God decides to move you to another church, never leave God. If the church ain't working, cool. If the people in there you're not working with you, whatever the case may be, do not leave God. God is the centerpiece of your life, right? He is your provider. He is your source. He is your life. He is your joy. He's your salvation. He is your sustainer. He is your breath of life. You don't leave God no matter what happens in your path, no matter what happens in general. Never leave God. Always stay connected. Always be prayerful. Always put him in the center. Always put him ahead of you. In the morning, let me just put this out there, right? And I'm saying this for a specific reason. I don't know why. It wasn't a part of the script, okay? Because I have notes. But God is pushing me to say it, right? In general, since my son, even before my son was born, we've always had a vehicle. This is the first year in a long time since he's been born that he's been on foot walking. I don't like it. Because number one, of safety reasons, there's just a lot that goes on, when you're out there walking, vulnerable. There's just a lot of things that go on in the world. Sex offenders, whatever the case may be, right? Not everybody serves the Lord, okay? In spirit and in truth. But God has always put it in me to do a covering before we leave this house. Even if we're going to go walk 2 blocks down the road, God always puts it in my spirit to pray for protection, walking, even if it's 2 blocks, even if it's 3 blocks. And that's the thing that we have to remember. Just because we serve God doesn't mean that we're automatically protected. We have to pray for that. We have to pray. We have to stay connected. Let's say you go to church once a week. What are you going to do during the whole other days that you're not in church? Are you going to just not talk to God? Are you just not going to preach I mean, not preach. Are you just not going to worship God? Are you just not going to read your Bible and just say, okay, I'm just going to connect with God on Sunday? You know how bad that is for your spiritual life? You got to stay connected every day. Every day you got to get up and say, God, thank you for another day. And make that hour or two in the morning for God. Dedicate that to him. He's giving you another day. He deserves that. Okay? So there's another thing. Do not let go of God for anything. That's my big thing. Another thing that we went over was Acts chapter 9. Read that one. God will give you instructions on what to say and what to do. He will give you a vision spiritually. You know that we all have a vision and a purpose with God once we convert. Even when we don't convert, we're still on a mission. Everything you came on purpose with a purpose. And that's just like this thing that I keep hearing in my mind from like the other day. God keeps telling me, you came on purpose with a purpose. All right. And God is working in our lives all the time. Whether you see it, whether you feel it, whether you don't, he's still working. Whether you know, as soon as you got up, he's working. Want to know why? Because you got up and you're breathing and your heart is still beating. He's doing that. He's allowing your heart to beat. He's allowing your heart to continue for a reason. No matter what you went through, no matter what you've gone through, he is there giving you a purpose to get up. He gave you children, right? To motivate you, to get up, to fight, okay? Do not let go of God, whatever you do. Whatever's going on, don't let go of God. God has a solution for everything. God has a strategy. You just got to tap into that strategy and make him let go and let God. Sometimes, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Sometimes that's the best thing you could do for yourself, is to let go and let God handle it. Because sometimes you're just left with no choice but to let him handle it. You could only do but so much, and so much that he allows you to do, right? So that's my advice. That's what I got out of this. You know, God strengthens us. Genesis 32, 1 and 2 is what we went over. We also went over, where is it? There was, I think, a Romans in here as well that I saw earlier. Acts and Romans chapter 5. So like I said, I'm going to leave everything in the screen, in the script, so you guys can see it for yourself. And read it, right? On your time. You know, it doesn't have to be today. It could probably be tomorrow. Make time every day. Twice a day, 3 times a day. Talk to your creator, okay? He has a strategy. He's already working. Whether you see it, feel it, hear it, he's already working it all out. It may not seem like it in the physical, but God is a very spiritual person, and everything that he does is spiritual. He's a spiritual being. You're not going to see him. You're going to feel him if you want to. Ask him. Say, God, I want to feel you. I want to feel you around me. I want to feel you in my house. I want to feel you when I get up. I want to feel you when I walk out this door by myself and I have to walk up the road. I'm not used to this. I'm used to getting in my car and going where I want to go and driving and feeling safe in my car, not out there vulnerable where anybody can attack me and anybody can get me. But I know that you're on my life. I know your hand is on my life. I know that I have a purpose because I'm still here. Protect me as I walk up and down this road because I have no choice right now. But I know that you're working it out in the background. I know that you're working things out. I know that this is temporary. And because of this, I'm not letting you go. Because I'm going through this moment, I'm not letting you go. Because I'm going through something that I thought I would never go through, I'm not letting you go. Because a lot of times, tests will come in your path to see how strong you are with the Lord. To see how bonded you are with God, how connected you want to be with him. Sometimes he'll send you a test. He'll send you a trial to see if you're going to still talk to him, to see if you're still going to pursue him. And just because a little storm passes by doesn't mean that that's going to be your forever. It just means that that's the right now. And you got to stay more in tuned, more connected, more prayerful, more worshiping God, more God-centered. That just means you got to fight a little harder, but that's okay. And that's what he might want for you at that moment. But don't let him go. Whatever you do, do not let go of God. He has a strategy and he's working it out. Peace and love.